let's start in the AFC Championship game, Josh.
All right.
The New England Patriots and the Denver Broncos, it was a 10-7 game. It was snowing like you wouldn't believe. You couldn't see in front of your face. Drake May, and again, in all fairness, what do you expect when it comes to weather like that? Drake May did not have a great game. 10 of 21, 0 and 0 for 86 yards. Wasn't a quarterback game, right? Jarrett Stidham, 17 of 31 for 133, a tutty and a pick. He did make one really nice throw early in the game, but I mean, what if you had to? Let me throw it to you this way, Josh, and I'm sorry to put you on the spot.
Oh, how dare you?
One word to describe this game, what would it be?
One word.
One word or phrase. I would accept phrase.
Okay. Well, the phrase is one mistake, and that mistake was Sean Payton going for it on fourth down early instead of taking a field goal before the snow showed up to take a 10-0 lead.
Mm-hmm.
That ultimately is what cost them this game, because if this game was tied 10-10, who knows how it would have transitioned, or who knows, obviously, how the Patriots. Of course, that's all hindsight. You can't predict what would have happened.
Right.
But make no mistake about it, the Patriots have dealt with the three, or going to be now dealing with, three of the top four defenses in the league through the playoffs. They overcame Denver, they overcame Houston, and now they're about to play Seattle. And they have been winning every game in the playoffs with their defense. You said Drake May didn't have a good game. Drake May hasn't had a good playoffs.
No.
He has not been good throughout the playoffs. Now, to his credit, he beat Denver with his legs. 10 rushes for 65 yards and the only touchdown for the Patriots. I find that fascinating when you had Ramondre Stevenson just carrying the ball, because you knew they would be doing run heavy with that terrible weather, which was why it's confusing when you look at the stats. Ramondre Stevenson and Drake May combined for 35 carries. The entire Broncos team combined for 24.
Right.
And the Patriots, in my personal opinion, didn't use their best running back, which is Travion Henderson.
Yeah, I've kind of been surprised about that, Josh. Ramondre Stevenson got 25 carries in that game. Travion Henderson had 3.
Right.
I mean, and I thought Travion Henderson proved himself at the end of the season as being the more explosive, the more, the better back. Ramondre Stevenson has been getting the bulk in the playoffs.
Yeah, he absolutely has. And, to his credit, has done well. I wouldn't call 25 carries for 71 yards in this game a good game when you're only averaging 2.8 yards carry.
Yeah, right. It's less than 3 yards carry.
Given the conditions, I get it. But that's where I'm confused, because then when you flip over to Denver, their best running back is R.J. Harvey, and he only had 13 carries for only 37 yards. So he was doing he did identical in the average yards per carry than Stevenson.
Right.
But then Jared McLaughlin only had 4 carries. They didn't try any, any real jet sweeps or anything of that nature.
Right.
Denver relied on Jarrett Stidham's arm. And that's where, again, mistake. It was really a head scratcher with the great Sean Payton and these coaching strategies and going for in the fourth, relying when most of the second half was a 3-point game, just relying on Jarrett Stidham's arm instead of just trying to run the ball down.
Right.
But again, New England's defense showed up, and the Mike Vrabel mindset is in full force and got a team that won 4 wins last year to the freaking Super Bowl. Has there been a team And because I'm thinking, recently biased, and I'm sure there probably has been one, but correct me if I'm wrong. When was the last time there was a team that got a brand new head coach from a terrible record and in 1 year got to the Super Bowl? Because I know there was like the Gruden time with Tony Dungy and things like that, but the Buccaneers weren't terrible. They were just like that one step away.
Yeah.
The Patriots were terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they were awful.
Yeah. And they were able to make this happen. Also, New England being the first team ever to be 9-0 on the road this year.
Yeah. Wow.
And hey, the Super Bowl is not in Foxborough. So
right.
They have a shot of doing something that has never been done.
Yeah. Yeah, there's one real thing that I think that honestly this is the big takeaway for me. You could not, and you just brought it up, you could not have handpicked a better coach for the Patriots than Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel, and when the Titans, it's almost like the secret that everybody knew, right? As soon as the Titans fired Mike Vrabel, everybody was thinking he's going to go coach the Patriots.
Yep.
Right? And it took him a year, right? Because the Patriots rolled the dice with GRYD Mayo and it clearly didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have Mike Vrabel, who had tons of success as a player in New England, right? Everybody knows the story about that. But now he comes back to coach with a proven record as a coach, earning the number one seed in I always say this, earning the number one seed in the AFC with the Tennessee Titans with Ryan Tannehill at quarterback. Like, I don't know how.
You forgot to add the great Ryan Tannehill before you said the great Ryan Tannehill.
Right, exactly. Sir Ryan Tannehill. It was honestly, when you look back on it now, it's way more unbelievable now than it was then. Yeah. Right? It is just not something that should have been possible. And now Mike Vrabel goes to the Patriots and has this unbelievably quick turnaround, right? A daunting defense that you look at what their defensive depth chart looks like, it really isn't all that special. It's really not. They don't have stars all over the field. They don't, right? Their best defensive player is Christian Gonzalez, and outside of him, who are you looking at as like he's a surefire Pro Bowler? I don't know that there is one. Yep. Like, that's kind of the culture they've built around. This is a gritty, and might I even say, as much as people are going to give me pushback, especially being from New York, the Patriots right now are likable. You can root for these Patriots, right? I mean, in the Belichick Brady days, when you're talking about, forget about all the scandal, the scandals and everything, but they just won so damn much. And it just felt like Brady never gets hit, and the amount of things that go their way, I mean, it just became nauseating for so many people. This was not that. The season the Patriots put together was not that. This was a second-year quarterback with, I would give him average offensive weapons at best, right? I mean, we're talking like...
Because Stephon Diggs was not the Stephon Diggs we know.
Right. Stephon Diggs is getting older. He is not the Stephon Diggs of Minnesota or Buffalo, not even close. Keyshawn Boutte is your next best wide receiver, or Pops Douglas. Like, that's what you're hanging your hat on. And then you got Ramondre Stevenson, and I don't know, you just started implementing Travion Henderson, and that offense gets to the Super Bowl. Listen, this is a Patriot team I can root for. And I'm not saying I will in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl, but this is a much more likable version of the Patriots, much more relatable version of the Patriots than we've seen in years past, Josh.
And one last thing I want to touch on that, because we just brought up his name, Stephon Diggs. He is the one that I'm happiest the most for on this team, because
Really?
and the reason for that is he did everything he could in Minnesota, and you see like the disappointment when Minnesota fell just short, of getting to the Super Bowl while his time there. He goes to Buffalo. They have everything, and then you watch him. You have that iconic photo of him standing there while the Chiefs are celebrating, because he got like so close there.
Yeah.
Now he's finally made it to the Super Bowl. So I expect him, the way that we've seen him act like around the teammates and things like that, I really expect him to be going off on them to the point of, hey, who knows if we can ever get back here? I've come close so many times, so we need to make this work. We need to do what we can, because there are nail biters and there are heartbreaks way too often in this sport.
Right.
So we got to take advantage of this.
Right.
So I'm happy that he's finally getting the chance to be in a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah. Regardless of what's happening with him off the field, right? Like, it doesn't matter what's going on with him and Cardi B, I think. Right? That's what's happening with him now, is the whole baby thing.
I mean, yeah, hey, the man likes to have babies. I mean, teach their own.
Listen, tell Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
Right? Some people just like to have lots of children. And I don't even know how many children he has. Does Stephon Diggs even have a lot of children? All I know is that he has one baby. He's going to have one baby with Cardi B. Does he have much more than that? I don't even know if he does.
According to a quick Google search, he has 6 kids.
Oh, there you go. All right, so he's halfway to Phillip Rivers. Just about, right? Isn't Phillip Rivers on like 13 or something, or 11? It's something like that.
I mean, he can put an NFL team on the field.
Yeah, he really can.
Yeah,
that is really remarkable. Anyway, let's quickly shift to Rams and Seahawks. This one was fun.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
Game to watch. Matthew Stafford was brilliant and lost 22 of 35 for 374 and 3 touchdowns, no picks. Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams were both great in that game. Seattle, Sam Darnold. I mean, Josh, we've had the conversation countless times about wondering if Sam Darnold can step up in the big moment. And I mean, that dude has had one heck of a playoff so far. 25 of 36 for 346 and 3 touchdowns. He went toe-to-toe with the MVP of the NFL, a lot would say. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 10 catches for 153 yards and a touchdown. Listen, this is also a team that was out Zach Charbonnet. They're going to be without Zach Charbonnet in the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Kenneth Walker was able to handle the load. Listen, man. The Seahawks, I think, are just playing better football than anybody else right now. I mean, they are just so hot at the right time. I'm not going to like spoil my Super Bowl pick, because again, it could change by next week, but I'm going to find it really hard to pick against the Seahawks, given how well they're playing.
Oh no, I mean, I 100% agree with that, and I will say this: as much as I love being right at things, what I love just as much, if not more, in all sincerity, is when I get proven wrong. And Sam Darnold completely proved me wrong. And I commend him for it, because like you touched on, I continued to pick against Seattle for the sole reason, as great as they are, for we haven't seen Sam Darnold truly deliver in the big moments. Last week, he managed the game where they just dismantled the 49ers, but he was also hurt. So, he still played okay, but it's like, all right, but he's kind of banged up, but overall stats weren't good. Mm-hmm. How will he be? Because he needs to do more than what he did when he plays the Rams. And my God, did he deliver?
Yeah.
I mean,
Matthew Stafford was brilliant in this game, and it required Sam Darnold to be brilliant back, and he was.
he needed to keep up with Sam Darnold, and he did. And he showed that he was able to keep composure in a high pressure situation. You're at home, so obviously all those fans are rooting for you. Division rival. You guys have had nail biters all year. And without Zach Charbonnet, as you mentioned, so one less person to rely on to get the ball into the end zone, Sam Darnold took it upon himself and was able to lead. Obviously, when you have someone like JSN, to throw to, certainly helps things.
Yeah.
But their defense, this generation's Legion of Boom, they still gave up 27 points. So it's not like they were doing an incredible job. So he put the entire team on his back, and we have the New York Jets' worst nightmare happening in the Super Bowl.
I was about to say, right? So Barry Grant Jr., our good friend, sure, I'll call him my friend, whatever. It's a friend.
Friend's a strong word.
Yeah, right. We'll see. He's a very, average acquaintance. Anyway, it goes in the comment section, says, anybody who's from, this is directed at me, anybody who is from New York and roots for the Patriots who is not a Patriots fan is a real scumbag, he says. Talking about Sam Darnold, he says, I always believed in him. As a USC fan, I knew he was going to be good, never rattled after bad decisions. It was only time that he needed. And then he also says, this is something that he posted even before that comment. Every Jets fan is now a Seattle Seahawks fan. Here's the thing. I agree with you. This is the worst nightmare for the New York Jets. Because on one hand, you have the Patriots, who you obviously despise. And then on the other hand, you have Sam Darnold leading the Seattle Seahawks, a guy that you drafted, developed, and couldn't make work because Adam Gase was your head coach. And now he's going to the Super Bowl to play against the Patriots. So
I saw a tweet the other day that I think that summed it up perfectly, where it was like, hey, low-key, I think the Jets are celebrating the fact that they made a great draft pick when they drafted Sam Darnold. Because like that is their win, because they're saying, oh, our quarterback that we drafted made the Super Bowl, not with us, but he made the Super Bowl, so we made a good draft pick.
Yeah, Barry's saying correction on my comment. Correction, we don't develop anyone. It's 100% true. I said that we drafted and developed. You're right. The Jets don't develop anybody except losers. Anyway,